Back his McDonald's where he left it. Now y'all, you boy out here turning up like they on, they call it the Church of the Latter-day Saints. Y'all remember them? They used to turn up, boy. Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints. So you be like, what? With them bikes. Riding for the Lord. White t-shirts on. Oh, man. Hey, Mikael, I would have thought Mikael wrote that song. He wrote that joint. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. How everybody doing? Everybody all right? All right. Y'all glad to be here? All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Come on, big mouth. We bow down towards the east. Most High, eternal, Yah, we come to you through your being Yahushua Mashiach, saying how I do for allowing us to make it back one more time, to see another Shabbat. We say how I do for allowing us to make it through this week, as they call it, throughout this Arats. We ask that you continue to keep our minds, keep our lives to be able to serve you. Remove all things that may hinder us from attaining our Ruach HaKodesh and making it to the Malkuth. We ask that you continue to add the Dabar to us, the leadership that we need. We say I do for our Ra that you have placed here throughout our Tuladah to lead us in and to lead us out. We thank you for those that are in attendance and also those that are watching by means of live streaming. Thank you for our out-of-town members, giving them the live to continue to stand. All these things we ask in your being, Yahushua Mashiach, we allow. Let us all say, Amen. Well, they hit that second wave of sage. What they call it, the sage. Woo. That thing reach out and touch you. It's thick, ain't it? What is it, me? Woo. That's right. That's right. All right. Everybody all right? Everybody made it past this work week, as they call it? All right, one day we'll be free. All right, tell them all. Kiss our Safar. That's what I tell them. I was like, kiss my Bible. That's what I used to tell them. They don't know what to say. Is it wrong or? He told me to kiss his Bible. Yeah, that's what I said. That's right. Most of all, I want to give all how due to the Most High for allowing me to be alive.
Yes, sir.
Just to be here.
That's right.
In this generation. The things that I don't have, I say I do for it. The things that I have, I say I do for it. Because at this time, we can't take none with us once we leave. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
Woo! Some of these faces, boy, don't worry about it. It's all good. You ready to get y'all out of here? You know what I'm saying? Everybody ready? Ready to go?
Yes, sir.
Man, they don't even want the bar. That boy ready. Oh, ready to go. That man said, I'm ready to go home. Nah, not ready to go home, but the bar. Woo. All right, we're going to start off, we'll start off the book of Romans, chapter 15 at verse 4. All right, we're going to kick it off. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Ra'ah.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Right. That's over there suffering for the people.
Suffering for the people.
Suffering.
Suffering for the people.
The beaches. Suffering.
That's right.
They used to call Danny Brother suffering, right?
That's right.
raw suffering. That's right. But you know what? You know what I said? I said they have a good time.
That's right.
They work hard, have a good time.
That's right.
It's just, you know, I say, you know, a lot of times, a lot of people don't give people credit when it's due, but I said that man has been my raw since 2009. And I think 2008, yeah, Chris is the almanac of the toy. Since 2008.
Yes, sir.
But look where I was and look where I'm at today. It wasn't a mixture of different YouTube teachings. It was consistency of somebody that wants to live right. You understand what I'm saying? So when you looking at certain leaders, I always like to ask a certain person, even if I'm going to invest in somebody, I say, is this working for you? How much money did you make out this investment? If they say, well, you know what, I'm just getting started, I said, well, you need to come see me in about 5-10 years. Because I don't need my money being a guinea pig or a test dummy for your ventures. But I sat back and I watched a track record of somebody that wanted to live right. It wasn't about no Abari, no Ruach HaKodesh. It was about holiness now, because we screamed at the top of our lungs. It took me about 2 months to get away from not saying Baptist and saying holiness. I say, man, listen, Jesus, he was Baptist because he baptized. That's the only thing I had. Jesus was Baptist because he baptized. Until this girl, Hebrew Israelite, I'll never forget, in Spanish class, bust my bubble. She said, Jesus, that ain't even his name. I said, man, that girl, the devil, man. Let me get away from him, man. You say Jesus ain't his name? But just think of the hypnosis they got our mind under. When you think of Jesus, you think of salvation. Mm-hmm. There's something about the name of Jesus. Look at the songs they give us. Jesus is real. I know that the Lord is real. So when you hear these things are imprinted in your head. How is somebody going to deprogram you for something different? It's hard. It's hard. I get out there, man. You get out in the workforce, you know. One time I had my little teetsies on my, what's they call it? They call them tassels. But sometimes people want to know, what you got them on for? And I said, I just got them on for remembrance. What you got to remember? Man, you know you leave your keys somewhere, you know, I just don't want to remember something. But what we have them on, we have them for the remembrance of our Torah.
That's right.
But getting back to the subject, there's a lot of people that don't want to live right, or you have a lot of leaders that don't live consistently. At the end of the day, the only thing that call brother suffering out of Jamal Bryant. What is Jamal Bryant? What a Jamal Bryant teaching back in Beacon Hill. I sat that brother down on a bench at Beacon Hill. I said, brother, you got to come out of there. I wasn't even preach. I said, brother, you got to come out of there. He ain't living nothing. He's sleeping with the members. Danny was, oh, man. Oh. I said, he's sleeping with, I'm only repeating what preacher was saying. That wide nose, him sleeping with the members. I'm like, I said, he messing with the members, man. He having sex with this person, that person. Danny was crushed. I said, come on out of there, man. Who you watch? I said, man, Atlanta, man. Oh, what's his following? They want to know what's his following. If a person ain't got 10,000 members, like they don't know what following. Yahushua started out with 12. Now look what he got now. Mega congregation, get back to the point. But I thank the Most High for a consistency pattern. A lot of these leaders, they want to come on, they want to stand, and they want to say, well, thus said Mr. Yahuwah, but you got to look at your lifestyle. What are you living? Are you constantly failing in Qatar? Are you the servant? Are you the servant of Qatar? Y'all hear that? Y'all heard that echo? Are you the servant of Qatar? I like that. Let's see if we dive on in that right now. This is the book of Romans, as they call it, chapter 15 at verse 4, because we got to go to our base. Go ahead, Aki Chris.
For whatever Nikata before, Nikata for our alignment.
Yes.
That we, through endurance and the kum of the Ketubim, might have your call.
Might have your call. So whatever was written aforetime, things that we could look back on and say, listen, I could be able to use that. So we have some kind of your call, some kind of expectation on things that we should look for. Y'all in agreement to that? That's fine? All right, we'll start off at, let's go to book of Romans. We'll start our book of Romans chapter 6 at verse 1. The book of Romans chapter 6 at verse 1. Romans chapter 6 at verse 1. Can we hear some people say, I'm saved, I'm always been saved. They say that Jesus died on the cross for my sins, past, present, and future. I say, goodness, man, I can't take it. When I hear stuff like that, I want to say, why live right? Why go to church, as they call it? If he died for my sins, past, present, and future, it doesn't matter what I do. I'm still going to make it in. I'm going to go to every club I can go to, smoke every piece of weed I can smoke, drink, mess with every other man's wife, as they call it. If he died for my sins, past, present, and future. But no, that's a lie. He died, he moved for your kata, which is sin, one time. That's it. He came, he moved, and guess what? He's sitting on the right hand of the Most High. You only have one opportunity to get it right. I don't know how many lives you think you got. That's a false illusion. You only got one. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to live out my best life, as they call it. My best kai, so he could be able to receive me at the end of the day. This is the book of Romans chapter 6 at verse 1. Listen.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in kata?
Yes.
That Khan may abound? Alahym forbid.
Yep.
How shall we that are moot to kata?
Y'all see that? How shall we that are moot, that are dead to kata what?
Kai any longer therein.
Now think about it. Last time the service we had, we talked about the immersion. You know how everybody died? Noah went into the ark and everybody died, right? All those people were dead, right? Did they rise again? No. No, they didn't rise again. But what that did teach us is that was a similitude on what the Mashiach did. When he was immersed, he had to come up in newness of life. Y'all see that, right? So he died. He died as far as giving up the flesh of all the kata behaviors. Not he didn't die in the flesh, he just died towards the behavior. That was a similitude of the behaviors, leaving out. Even when we left Mizraim, do you not know we was immersed when we walked through? We had water on the side of us, below us, and on top of us. We walked through, we was immersed. We was changing over some things that we used to do into a whole newness of life. So that's why it's a similitude of why we get immersed, because we coming up different. Do you have a new mind right then? Do cigarettes get the taste out your mouth right then? No, but it's a conscience. It's something that I have to change over. So he died. How shall we who died to sin, kata, increase to live in it? How? We say we continue to be with him, but guess what? Every day it's a repentance. Where's your sacrifice? If you're going to keep the law and say, you know what? The law done away with, where's your sacrifice? Yep. But if you proclaim that you only had one sacrifice, you should be getting up every day doing, and making sure that you're living right. Mm-hmm. Without no hesitation or reservation.
That's right.
That's what you need to be doing. Continue.
Know ye not that so many of us as were immersed into Yahushua HaMashiach were immersed into his mood?
Y'all see that? If we was immersed under his name, Yahushua HaMashiach, do you not know that he was immersed as well? Right? So if we was immersed just like he was, right? What should happen, Chris?
Therefore, we are buried with him by immersion into mood.
Yep.
That, like as Mashiach was combed up from the mood.
Yep.
By the kabod of the Abba, even so we also should halak in newness of Cain.
We should walk in the same way. The same way how he got up, we should walk in newness of life. Are we changing our lifestyle daily? Are we doing it? Are we living it? Are we walking? The members that we use, who do we use it for? The knowledge that he has given you, what are you using it for? Are you using it to say, you know what, I need to get ahead of this thing. I know I'm going to move, but I need to get ahead of this thing and make sure I'm taking in all I can take in at this time. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Continue, Chris.
For if we have been planted together in the likeness of his moot, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection.
That's right.
Knowing this, that our old Ish is crucified with him, that the basar of Cain might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve Chata.
Serve sin. How do you serve sin? How do you serve sin? How did sin become your master? When you committed. When I committed. Sin became my master when I committed it. So what happened when I seen sin? How did I know not to do it? You have to have some kind of education, some kind of instruction to say this is wrong or that is wrong. As kids, you learn this is wrong or that is wrong. So when you read this, it said you should no longer be a servant of sin. A servant of sin. Let's go ahead and look at the book of Ruth. Ruth chapter 4. We'll start at Ruth chapter 4 at verse 1. Because I constantly put myself in situations. Y'all know I used to play football, but in order to perfect your craft, you have to always put yourself in situations and say, how will I react in this certain situation? If I was tempted, what would I do? What would I revert to? What scripture would I revert to? What would I go to? We wait until we get in situations to try to figure that stuff out. But that's why we come here for practice. We come here to get those things in our mind so that when these situations come, we ready. We ready. When things happen, when you face the enemy, listen, the worst thing you can do is just study and sit there and give into it. Now you become its servant. And we'll understand what that means. Now that's the book of Ruth. Ruth, chapter 4 at verse 1. Now I want y'all to just pay attention through this whole this chapter. I won't be before y'all long because everybody's attention span is different. But I just want you to get some understanding on why certain things happen in our Kai. This is the book of Ruth, chapter 4 at verse 1. Listen to the Safar.
Then went Boaz up to the gate and sat him down there.
Yes.
And behold, the kinsman of whom Boaz spake came by.
Yep.
Unto whom he said,
What did he say?
Oh, such a one, turn aside, sit down here. And he turned aside and sat down.
Yes.
And he took 10 Anashim of the Khan of the city and said, sit ye down here.
And sat down here.
And they sat down.
Now, hold on 1 second, Chris. We're using a site that's called Beth Hamashiach. Do we subscribe to his teachers? No, but he has some sources and tools that we use to be able to look further into some English words to get some Abari meaning to it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let Chris read, but if there's a major difference, then I'll stop it. And I say, yeah, I want y'all to check this out. That's fair? Just for the sake of time. Go ahead, Chris.
And he said unto the kinsman, Naomi, that is come again out of the country of Moab, selleth a parcel of land.
Yes.
Which was our Ak,
Yep.
Elimex.
Yep.
And I thought to advertise thee.
So now, back up. Now he said something. He says, Naomi, and that's her name, right? No, don't do that. Naomi, right? She had some land for sale. Naomi, you had some land for sale, right? She had some land for sale, right? And it was a kinsman that wanted to purchase that land. All right, continue, Chris.
And I thought to advertise thee, saying,
Yep.
buy it before the inhabitants,
Yep.
and before the zakan of my arm.
Uh-huh.
If thou wilt redeem it,
If you will redeem it,
redeem it.
redeem it.
But if thou wilt not redeem it,
Well,
then tell me,
uh-huh.
that I may know, for there is none to redeem it besides thee,
Yep.
and I am after thee.
Yep.
And he said, I will redeem it.
So now this is the situation, right? Y'all follow me for a second. There was a guy, there was Boaz, and there was a kinsman. But when selling a piece of land or a parcel of land, it doesn't matter who has the most money. It goes to the inheritance. So it's not about your money. It has a law and a series of events that has to happen in order for things have to be sold, right? So somebody wants to sell a land, the first person that has rights to that property, just like if somebody died right now. If a mother dies, right, and the father is still alive, who normally inherits the property?
Father.
The father. If the mother and father die, right, and they have their only son, but they have a big investor, who normally gets the leeway to buy it first?
Son.
The son. So there's certain ways on how things operate, right? So in this scenario, the kinsman who was closer to Naomi, he had to buy it first. Then Boaz can say, you know what? If you don't want it, let me know. Because you know what? I will buy it. Y'all follow what I'm saying? He's saying, I will buy it if you don't want it. All right? So the kinsman said, you know what the kinsman said? He said, I'll buy it. Right? Now let's see what happened.
Then said Boaz, what whom thou buyest the field of the hand of Naomi, thou must buy it also of Ruth, the Moabitess, the Ashah of the Moot, to whom the Shem of the Moot upon his inheritance.
Then what happened? What he said?
And the kinsman said,
This is funny, very funny. I indulge myself in these books. You know what? I'm gonna tell you the humor in a minute. Princess like, come on, waiting on the punchline. Hurry up, give it to me. I can't hear it. Go. The way she leaning in. What happened, Chris?
and the kinsman said, I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I mar mine own inheritance.
So listen, he was ready to buy the land, but when they started talking about buying the Moabitess and the Alahym, he said, hold on, bro, I can't do all that. I just want to buy the land. But what he's telling him is, now when you want to buy the land, you got to buy everything that comes with it. What does this teach me as a person? What I get out of it, right? Number one, the things that I want to be successful in, the things that I want, I have to be prepared for that success. That means when the opportunity comes, guess what? I got to have it all. Because if I don't have it, guess what? The opportunity just passed me. You may think that you're ready for something, but now let's say, hey, listen, just like saying, I want a car. You can get a car, but you got car insurance. I remember Kennedy called me, Bruh! You remember that Kennedy? Kennedy bought that car, Kennedy said, well, insurance people come in. I said, Kennedy, Kennedy, I mean, that's what happened, man. Kennedy, what was the first quote you got? It was so crazy. Do you remember? The first car you got, the white one, I think. It was so crazy. So say like, bro, they want $400. $700 down. You know, everybody from Atlanta got that pitch. I heard, boy, y'all, I thought I was loud, boy, but Atlanta people, boy, y'all is loud, bro. Hey, bro. I'm like, why is he screaming, bro, right here? But my point and my purpose to say is, when you want a car, you got to get car insurance, right? Then you got to go get a tag. I got to get a tag. You got to go get an admission. I got to get admission. Ain't got no tires. Y'all ain't got no tires in the back. Bro, you buying a car. You ain't buying the tires, right? Then you got to make sure your windshield wipers work, right? Then you got to put this thing called gas in it. Gas? Y'all know where gas come from? It comes from oil, petroleum. Petroleum. All right, gas comes from petroleum. Right? Do you know what they use petroleum for? Huh? What'd you say? hair grease.
All that stuff.
Man, listen, man. Petroleum is used for everything.
Everything. That's right.
Your watches,
Yep.
rubber, anything that makes
Tires,
grease,
right.
tires. Do you know that gas is one of the last things that petroleum is used for?
Come on. That's right.
A dude broke me down who sell oil fields. I want to get the people to the money. I'm tired of talking broke people. Just leave me alone. I'm talking about broke people that try to sell you stuff. And you be like, bro, can you educate me on something? But the guy told me, he said, listen, man, we talking about buying land. He said, we buy land, and then people, they not rent out, but they basically rent out the oil to the people who they sell it to. It's a whole story. I don't want to go all day. But he was saying gas is one of the last things that petroleum is broke down for. Everything you see, the majority of things is made out of petroleum, and I didn't even know that. When you think of gas, you just think of the clear stuff, but oil really comes out black. So I want to see, how did that break down from oil to gas? How does it happen, right? Then he told me about petroleum engineering. Have y'all heard about that? Who heard about it? Petroleum engineering. That's engineers that set on dealing with oil. That's it. They don't work with nothing else. They make so much money. It's ridiculous. But what point am I making? I'm talking to get back to the point. Talking about buying land and redeeming it. You can be ready to purchase something, but you don't have enough sufficient to finish. At the end of the day, he was gonna get this land, but what ended up happening? He said, man, I can't even get it. If I get that land, I'm finna mar my own inheritance. That means everything that I gotta give it up, everything. He's not willing to do that, right? So when you go to the people that's willing to, they want to make agreements with you, they want you to work with them, you ask yourself, man, are you gonna go all the way with me? Some people say, man, I can't even do that, bro. I can't do that. Now I go this far, but everybody ain't ready to go that extra mile. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So that's what this teaches me. He's like, man, I can't even do it. I can't redeem it. And what happens, Chris? At verse 7.
Now this was the manner in former time in Yasharal concerning redeeming and concerning changing, for to confirm all things.
That's right.
A Ish plucked off his shoe and gave it to his Ra'ah, and this was a testimony in Yasharal.
He gave it to his friend.
Therefore the kinsman said unto Boaz, buy it for thee.
Yep.
So he drew off his shoe. And Boaz said unto the Zakanim and to all the arm, ye are witnesses this yom, that I have bought all that was Malaz, and all that was Chilions and Mahalions of the hand of Naomi.
That's right.
Moreover, Ruth, the Moabitess, the Asha of Ma'alion, have I purchased to be my Asha,
Yep.
to whom the Shem of the Moot upon his
That man said, I
inheritance.
bought the land and I got a shaw. I got a wife. That's tight. And I mean, even tighter. Can I say it? I think I can say it. Can I say it? I think I say it. So sometimes you have men, right? They'll date a woman, but they don't want the child. You know what I'm saying? Why? I can afford the woman, but I can't afford the child. Or I can't afford another child, right? So what does that mean? A lot of people that would be a turnoff for people. Is it a turnoff because that's your preference, or you just looking at the money that you got to put out? A lot of times people they shy away from responsibility. When you make commitments as men, right, you have to be able to take everything, right? I was getting ready to marry my wife. She had a fake daughter. She lied to me in public speaking. She put in public speaking that she had a daughter, and I'll have her and the daughter. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna take all of them in my family. I'm buying Barbie dolls for this little girl. I'm getting my life right, saying, you know what? I gotta be able to take care of her and this baby. You know what I'm saying? And every time I ask her about the baby, she always blow me off on something crazy. Yeah, he with his daddy. You know, baby daddies be tripping. So I'm like, so I'm sitting here like, you know, dang, so you know what? I got to deal with her. I got to deal with the baby and the baby daddy. I'm getting ready to fight a nigga I don't even know. I'm going to whoop him. I'm telling you, man, you try me, I'm going to whoop him. It ain't even my fight. Right? But I was ready to take on that investment. Right? Because I want to be able to take and do. Right? And then she brought the little girl in. I said, oh, can I finally get to meet her to tell her this ain't my daughter? I said, well, how long are you going to just go and tell me? I'm sorry, it was just going and you was just all in it. And you was buying Barbies and, I'm sitting here like, this is wrong, man.
That's right.
But I say that to say I was preparing my mind for whatever come with it, right? But as a man, them responsibility that you got to be able to face and attack and go with. You got to be able to take it on. It was wrong, Kennedy, but I was on just deceive me. But he said I bought the wife, and what else, Chris?
I have purchased to be my Ashah to whom up the shem of the moot upon his inheritance.
Yes.
That the shem of the moot be not cut off from among his akim.
That's right.
And from the gate of his malkum. Ye are witnesses this union.
That's right.
And all the that were in the gate. And the Zakanim said, we are witnesses. Yahuwah make the Ashah that has come into thine house, like Rakal and like Leah, which two did build the Beth of Yasharal.
Y'all see that? Y'all read that for me. It said, all the people who were in the gates, and the elders said, we are witnesses. May Yahuwah make a Ashah, right, who is coming into your house like Rakal and Leah, both of them who built the house of Yasharal. So what that means is a woman helped build who? Yasharal. How? Let's look up the word built. Tim. Right? Let's look up that word. Which is important, which y'all know this is it's important. Y'all see that? The word build, right? It means bana. That's the Beth, the Noon, and the Ha, right? When we have a son, which is what, Ian? What is son? No, the son. It's called the Ben, right? Which is the Beth and the Noon, right? Because in our characters, we have meanings behind it. But the Beth in Ben means what? The house. The Noon means what? Continue, right? Now we look at the word Bana, because you said who built Yasharal, right? So when we look at that word, the Beth, the Noon, and the Ha, it says to build, to begin, to obtain children, make, repair, or surely, right? But the word, you can build something, but at the same time, it's also telling us, right, that they will help continue the house. They will nourish the house. That's what he did. He built, he created. The man, yes, we help make children, but when you have Ben, you have Banuth, which you call what? Our daughters. Those are the things that make the house continue. I don't care what man that there is, right? But you still need a woman, a Ashah, to what?
Continue.
Make the house continue.
Right.
How do we know that? Let's go to the book of Bereshit. Bereshit chapter 2. We'll start at Bereshit chapter. What's the last verse in Bereshit?
25.
25. We'll start off at verse 20. And I looked up the word, and I was like, man, how did Rakal and Leah build Yasharal? That's deep. Right? They said they built Yasharal. So I want to look at that word. I want to see what do they mean by built. And then I look at this. This is Bereshit chapter 2 at verse 20, talking about the creation. Listen to the Sefer.
And Adam gave Shem to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air,
yes,
and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found help meet for him.
There was not found nobody that could help continue the house. It was not found that person or for that purpose. Continue.
And Yahuwah, Alahym, caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the basar instead thereof.
That's right.
And the rib which Yahuwah Alahym had taken from Ish made he in a shah and brought her unto the Ish.
Right.
And
Hold on,
Adam-
go up. Don't go so fast. Right? He made him a what?
Made he in a shah and brought her into Adam.
That's right.
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones
Yep.
and basar of my basar.
Hey, now look up that word made, Tim. That word made, what you will find, it will be the same word, but make sure you look it up from Bereshit. It'll be the same word for the second time. It's the same word as bana. He made, he created, right? So he made something that was going to continue the house. So when you see that word, it's talking about making and cultivating children, right? So when we look at the role of the woman or the role of the Shah, you have a ben and then you have somebody that's helping to build something. I was talking to somebody the other day, and do y'all know the book of 1 Timothy chapter 5 at verse 12 say? Dang, boy. There you go. Say that out, Austin. Let's make sure you put it up right quick. 1 Timothy chapter 5. 1 Timothy chapter 5 at verse 12. So when we dealing with situations, when we dealing with putting a man and putting a woman in the house, it's certain ways that things have to operate. The man has to be able to provide, but the woman still got to be that builder of the house. When the man is gone, who has to stand up and protect? The woman. The Shah, she has to stand up and protect. She got to continue to build that house. God is not only continue to just guide somebody, but they got to guide and nurture them kids. Because when Yahuwah Bana Kaur, what was he doing? When Yahuwah was Bana Kaur, what did he do?
Built.
He built them. He made them. How about he made it with form? Because remember we were talking about without form? Right? And void, he built. He created. I'm making a form. So if he built and fashioned a woman and made this person suitable for the man, what do you think he do with the congregation? That's it. He's building us to get us in that formation for his being. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Because as the man, Yahushua already told us that he's going to prepare a what? A place that where I am, that you may be what? That means I'm already buying this land, buying this property suitable for you. I'm going to redeem it. I'm going to do it. That's what he's telling us. But all you got to do is continue to be working. You got to continue to be fashioning yourself according to the Most High. Y'all follow what I'm saying? Is this it? 14. Therefore, what it say?
I will therefore
What?
that the younger Nashim marry bear Benin.
Bear Benin, which means I need to build, I need to continue to build, and what else I need to do?
Guide the house.
I need to guide the house. I need to continue to build the house. As a Shah, you have to take control of your home. I ain't saying you take control of your husband because you would get your hand across the wall. When I say take control of her, that house shouldn't be rocking from east to west, north and south. You got to take control of it. That's called guiding the house. That's right. I'm taking control of the house. You understand what I'm saying? The same thing what we got to do. We got to guide ourselves. That's right. We can't let every emotion toss us to and fro. That's right. Right? Yes, sir. When that man come, when I come home, my wife, hey, y'all get ready to go to bed. Because daddy want to sit down and twiddle on his phone for an hour, just let me get my mind right. I can't come home, the blocks being thrown, screaming and yelling. I just need 10 minutes. But she do it. You know what I'm saying? Got the candles lit. I said, why are these candles lit? The dollhouse. I was like, you know, I'm cool. I can chill with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I want to sit down, chill out for a little bit. But you got to jump ahead of that stuff. If you know what your husband or you know what somebody like, you need to jump ahead of that stuff. You know what Yahuwah like, you need to jump ahead of that stuff. Why do we got to wait till the last minute to try to get ourselves right? Because you're not prepared. Just like in the book of, I want to say, or y'all 5, when they talk about the 25. When they talk about the 10 virgins, as they call it, 5 fool and 5 wise. 5 wise and 5 foolish. The whole thing of it, 5 of them was not prepared for the bridegroom. They didn't have enough oil in their lamps. Then, when the bridegroom came, what did they say? Dang, I'm not ready, right? Give me some of your oil. You can't get none of my oil. If I give you my oil, I'm going to borrow my own inheritance. I can't give you my oil. If I give you my oil that I was prepared and waiting for my bridegroom, I'm finna mark my own inheritance. Go to them that sell. So by the time you get ready to go to them that sell, what happens? He came. He came knocking at the door. And all those that were ready, what else? He let them in. So what you have to do, we have to be ready. We have to be prepared. At the end of the day, we got to be God in our house. You got to set those things in order as a wife,
That's right.
as a Shah. Because that's who we are right now in reference to him. Right? That's who we are. And even though our husbands, we got to be able to guide the house and protect and be able to provide for that house. Mm-hmm. If a woman is going to be the builder, as they call it in masonry, if you're going to need your master tools or you're going to be a master craftsman, as they call it, you need what? I need tools. I need resources. If you want me to guide this house, hey, I need a cell phone at work, right? Dang, I got to get her a cell phone. Hey, you want some pots? I got to get her some pots. As men, you have to provide the tools that the woman needs. I ain't getting no help. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care. But I'm telling you what things work. Right? Because I'm like, man, I'm tired of buying stuff, man. I'm like, dang, every time I go, Pampers, how many trash cans we need? Brooms, I mean, what else we need? But you know what? I just gotta keep my mind prepared that if I'm guiding the house, things gonna continue to happen. I still gotta have stuff to be there. Because if these women helped build Yasharal, guess what they needed? They need help, they need tools, most of all, they needed protection. But a lot of ours saw some of them forced to step up immediately. But you should already be ready because the bar already forming you for him. That's right. It don't gotta be a marriage of flesh and flesh. No, listen, man, I always keep my mind right here. Hey, what we need to do? Where we at? Where we at? Hey, what I'm doing wrong, let me know. Right? Let me know what I'm doing wrong. You get what I'm saying? I need to talk to him when I'm calm, when he calm. When he come in the cooler today, I need to talk to him. The wrong time to argue with your husband when he's hot. And you remember this? Oh, shoot, what? Forget what we were arguing about. What the hell are you talking about right now? You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
Then when my wife, when I'm calm a little bit, my wife throw a little something like that. She think I don't know. She throw a little something like that. Hey, babe, you remember this? I said, okay. I said, yeah, babe, I got you. And I take it in stride. But Yahuwah do that to us too. By the messages about the Malaki, he throws stuff out there to us. Right. A lot of times you calm, but a lot of times you don't even want to hear it because you don't want to change. That's right. You don't want to change, you don't want to do it. But that's what we're talking about, guy in the house. But go ahead and jump and get that Uyakra. They call it the book of Leviticus, chapter 25. And we'll talk about what this stuff means. This is the book of Yaakov, chapter 25. Man, y'all got me on a whole nother subject. Just talking about no. Oof. Yeah, because it's rough, man. It's rough, but I constantly want to stay in communication with this man on saying what I got to do. What I got to do. I don't care what situation you in. Every situation that anybody in, you still got to keep in a relationship of what you and Miss Yahuwah. He was without mother and without father, right? He was a single parent. How was Yahushua a single parent? He had 12 people to look out for. Then he had to feed 5,000. This was considered his beneath, right? So I know how to provide, right? I gotta be the feminine part because I gotta be able to guide the house to get these kids where I want them to be. Yeah. So I don't care what you say, nobody will understand. I guarantee he could operate in every capacity that you're dealing with. He had a wife that was cheating on him, slept with everybody around town. And still I gotta come back and save you. You heifer. Is that fair? No. But I don't care what you're dealing with, you're not by yourself. I don't care what your mind struggles with. You ain't by yourself. It's an excuse. If you want to commit qatar, go ahead and do it, but don't use this for an excuse. That's right. That's how I feel. Don't use this for an excuse. If I wasn't here, you would be a failure.
Right. Right.
Because you'll have what you want. Listen, man. When you got millions, you got to worry about somebody taking it. You got to protect this. The same way you work to get it, you got to work to keep it. Right? When you ain't got millions, you trying to get there. But guess what? You have peace. Nobody got to try to take what you got. But you looking at what I want. But when you get it, you got to play the other end too. Now, all that money, guess what you got to spend? For security, for safety, so nobody don't take my stuff. Why you think Yahushua, he ain't had nothing? Because when they get ready to come, go ahead and come. Do what you got to do anyway. Man, I already know what you're going to do. So why gain a lot of things? I'm not saying bosses don't gain things. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just telling you where your mind got to be. That's right. This is a book of Leviticus, as they call it, chapter 25. We'll jump at verse 28. This won't take that long. But we as a people, we as a dog, we have to prepare our minds for certain situations. Give me at verse 47. Well, Yaakov chapter 25 at verse 47, at verse 46. This is the first.
And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your benim after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen for Alahym. But over your Akim, the name of Yasharal, ye shall not rule one over another with vigor.
Even though we had laws, it was certain things that we couldn't do to our Akim. I don't care how much money you had. It was a certain way that you couldn't treat your Akim, no matter what. Continue, Chris.
And if a sojourner or stranger wax rich by thee, and thy ox that dwelleth by him wax poor, and sell himself unto the stranger or sojourner by thee, or to the stock of the stranger's mishpachah, after that he is sold, he may be redeemed again. When his Akim may redeem him.
Now I see that. So that one of us shall fall poor, and somebody come by you that's not of the Yahudim, and you had to sell yourself because you couldn't even afford to live no more. You know that happened before with Yusuf. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Some of y'all don't remember that. When Yusuf, he was set over the land of Mizraim, Pharaoh put him in charge. When he put him in charge, he was a smooth businessman. He said, you know what, I'm going to buy all their cattle. He bought all their cattle. Then I'm going to say I'm going to buy all their land because they needed it. I need to eat. Let me buy your land. Then when everybody sold all they had, guess the only thing they had to sell was what? Their body. Every time you're going to be put in a situation of temptation, right? Temptation, not fearing want, or getting ready to commit qatar, majority of the time when it happens, sometimes it happens at the lowest of your estate. Because when you get low, guess what? You feel like nobody don't care about you. Forget it, it's my world over. I might well go give my body over to Chata. Even when, I don't care how much money you got. When you start go commit Chata, what you say? Man, listen, what is there to buy but more fun? So if you're doing things against the Most High Torah, you're doing things that cause you to commit Chata. So this is what he said. So if you sell yourself, the only person that can redeem you back, it got to be our key. Right? Go ahead.
Either his uncle
Uh-huh.
or his uncle's being may redeem him.
Yep. Now this is the Torah where they getting the book of Ruth from. Ruth. Where they getting that from? The concept. This is where it came from. Because whatsoever thing was written aforetime was written for our learning. So these things, these stories as they call it, but these actual facts didn't just happen. It did it off Torah. But this is the Torah that it happened from. About being redeemed. Go ahead.
Either his uncle or his uncle's being may redeem him, or any that is nigh of kin unto him, of his mishpachah may redeem him.
Uh-huh.
Or if he be able, he may redeem himself.
50.
And he shall reckon with him that bought him for the year that he was sold to him unto the year of Jubilee.
At verse 39. This is 25 and 39. Listen to this far.
And if thy ox that dwelleth by thee be waxen poor, and be sold unto thee,
Yep.
that thou should not compel him to serve as a bondservant,
Yep.
but as an hired a bond.
Y'all see that? Did y'all catch that? Dang, nobody catch it. That's tight. If Aki, you buy Aki, he can't serve as a bondsman. You know what that means? That's a slave.
Slave, that's right.
He got to serve. He can't serve as an abad. He has to serve as a secure. We'll call it S-A. This is how they spell it now. There's the Sean, the cough. Y'all see that? It's the Sean, the cough. What is that? The yard, what makes an R sound, a Y, or I sound, or Y sound, and then the Rosh, a secure, which means a hired servant. So you know when you hire somebody, how does that work? You pay them wages, right? Versus as a slave, I own you. Only thing I pay you is your food and your lodging. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So it's two different things what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a bondman, and also we're dealing with a hired servant, right? And that's why you use so many things, and how I take these things, I use and I apply it to life. What I'm doing right now, am I working in my field? Am I a bard or am I a hired servant? Are you paying me what I'm worth? You follow what I'm saying? Am I working for a purpose? How does that apply to Husha or Yeshua, salvation, right? Am I working for him for a purpose, for wages? I'm working for something now in order to be paid later that I feel is important to me, right? Or am I working for the sinner? What does that mean? That means, are you a servant of sin? Because now sin is your master, now you working for it. Because Romans chapter 6 at verse 23. Get the book of Romans chapter 6. It's Romans 6, 23. Romans 6, 23. Romans 6. This is the book of Romans chapter 6 at verse 23. What does it say, Chris? For what?
The wages of Chata
Is what?
moved.
What are you working for? Because even if you're working for the enemy or you're working for the side, you will get your wages. You will get your pay. That's death. The moment that you eat a touch of this ox, this tree, you shall surely die. Did they die right then? No, but eventually they got their wages and they got kicked out. So just think about who you're working for, what you should be doing. So that's why I always evaluate myself. Because I think about it, I say, oh man, even in the book of Ruth, they couldn't even redeem their kinsmen unless it fell to them. Yet you still had to be prepared to be able to receive something. For opportunity to say, you know what, I got that. Y'all have been out, they say, I got the tab. They pull out that money. Until that time I went out for my birthday at Fogo. I said, we're going to put our cards in a pot, and whoever card come up, they got to pay. At Fogo. Man, there were about 25 people there, 20-something people. That waitress pulled my card out of everybody. It's my birthday. I say, how'd that happen? I broke down. I said, but it's my birthday. But my key said, boss, I'm not going to let you do it. Some people say, he said it. At verse 5, the book of Romans, chapter 6 at verse 5. Go up to verse 5. That's where we stopped at. Mm-hmm.
For if we have been planted together
Yes.
in the likeness of his moot, we shall be also in the likeness of his resurrection.
That's right. Verse 6.
Knowing this, that our old Ish is crucified with him,
That's right.
that the Basar of Chata might be destroyed, that henceforth we should not serve Chata. Mm-hmm. For he that is moot is freed from Chata.
That's right.
Now, if we be moot with Mashiach, we amon that we shall also kai with him.
That's right. So what did we do? We did the same patterns that Yahushua did. He was immersed. He raised up in newness of life to be able to walk. That's why we get immersed. Because I'm showing similitude that I died according to the flesh and I'm rising again, newness of life. How do we know that? That's the same thing happened with Noah. When the water prevailed over the whole of rocks, what happened? Everybody died.
Right.
But when they came off the ark, guess what? It was newness of life. Y'all follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's the same thing what the Mashiach had to do. He still had to go into the similitude of being under the water and coming up and walking in the newness of life. That's why we become immersed. So if he's saying if he did that, that's what we got to do ourselves. Right? Continue, Chris.
Knowing that Mashiach, being cum from the moot,
Yep.
dieth no more.
He don't die no more. But what, Chris?
Moot have no more dominion over him.
That means death have no more dominion over him. He already overcame that.
For in that he moot unto Chata once,
Yep.
but in that he kai unto Alahym.
That's right.
Likewise, reckon ye also yourselves
What you got to do?
to be moot indeed unto Chata.
You got to die to sin yourself. How we get immersed and you still live in the sin? How? Because that was just a outward appearance to show everybody I'm saved. Man, that's just the beginning. When somebody say I want to be a millionaire, that's just out your mouth. It doesn't make you a millionaire. Now it's time to perform your actions. Now it's time to take the steps to become a millionaire. If somebody say I want a brand new car, that's out your mouth. Now let's perform the actions. I want to be saved. Now let's perform the actions. When you get immersed, that's just the first part. Now I got to perform the action. I'm saved, I'm Yehudi. Man, that's the first step. The second step is now I got to start doing it. Now I got to start living right. And that's when you find out it'll be hard. You be like, dang, I ain't know all this now. But you want to come here and show out like I'm saved. But listen, you already know the world got you. Got you in that chokehold. But you got to be able to continue to walk. When you say newness of life, this is a renewing. That means I'm not going back to my old ways. If I'm walking forward, I'm not going back to my old ways. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So that's what he's saying. So in your eyes, you need to be dead to sin. And who we got to live to, Chris?
But Kai unto Alahym,
That's right.
through Yahushua HaMashiach, our Adon.
Uh-huh.
Let not Chata therefore reign in your mortal basar,
Uh-huh.
that ye should obey it in the lust thereof.
There you go. So if Qatar reigns in your body, if sin reigns in your body, guess who's the master? The sin. You have no control over your flesh. You are without form and you're void. It's a bad mind when you can't control your own body. Mm-hmm. When you got to go grab that liquor bottle. Mm-hmm. When you got to go touch that woman that's not yours. When you got to turn on something you ain't supposed to be watching. Do you know you do not have control? You are a servant to sin. You have a problem. Mm-hmm. And you're trying to figure out who's going to fix it. You got to start by first to admit that I got a problem. I got a problem with this. Oh, now you standing at the door, now you start knocking. So I'm letting somebody know I got a problem, bro. That's why we got to do confession. Because once that problem got the bag, now I'm being held accountable by those that's watching. So if I shall fall anything close to that behavior, an ox should be able to say, brother, hey, come on now, you can't do that. I ain't got enough money to redeem you. You need to get yourself right. That's what has to happen. So when you continue to commit sin, you got to realize you are not in control. I hated that. I hated not being in control of my own body. Yeah, I'm going to work, I'm functioning, I'm paying bills, I'm communicating with people, but yeah, I can't do the small things like get rid of guitar. Because it's showing you can function normally in this world as you may take it, but you still ain't got control over your flesh. Because you got agreement with yourself on what's right and wrong, not according to the Torah. You can't be, that's why the book says you can't be not redeemed with corruptible things as of what? Silver and gold, but with what? Huh? With the dawn. That man had to die to cleanse all this. He only died once, so how do you keep committing kata every time? It's showing you that you're the servant. If so, then, do not rule, what's it saying? If so, then, do not rule over sin in your body, that shall die to obey your heart after the lust. What does it read in standard? I don't know what that says.
It says, let not Chata.
Is that only me? That ain't me, right? Boy, I'm going to pull the Baptist preach on y'all. If so, then. You ain't hearing me. That brother sleep. Next verse. See, I just threw everybody off. Y'all got stuck on if so, then. What happened, Chris, verse 13?
Yes, sir. Neither yield ye your members as instruments of Rasha unto Chata,
Yep.
but yield yourselves unto Alahym.
Y'all see that? Now it's a transforming. Now instead of giving your mind over to those things, guess what? You need to transfer your mind, right? If you got a problem with committing sin and watching hoes riding down the street, booty banging out, all hanging out, you got a problem, stop putting it before your eyes every day. When you click online, what you watching every day? What you listening to every day? What that start resonating in your mind, and guess what? That's what you feeding. Because when you're a servant, you ain't got no control. So you can't control what you think you can control. Yeah. What do I mean by that? Oh, I can listen to a little of this. I'm good. No, that's what got you where you at right now. That's why people fast and go cold turkey from everything. They say, you know what, man, I just need to get my mind right, man. I got a homeboy in Miami, man. That boy, he fasts from IG every other week. Oh, yeah. Instagram, bro, you got to detox every once in a while. I said, dang, I'm about to put my phone down. I'm not at that level yet. He said, man, but you know what? Because he's a creator. He said, man, you know, when I'm starting to create stuff, I don't want my mind tainted. I need a pure mind of thinking. And I'm not taking his doctrine, but I'm just saying how when a person get committed, you see how serious they get? I need to start Xing out everything and let me start over, fresh. Just one mind, I just need to just get away, just think. I ain't saying don't come out to no synagogue now, but I just say I need to think. No, I ain't saying that. I'm talking about that bad stuff you're doing when you go home. That's the stuff you need to clear and be like, you know, I just need to take time away. Watch how close you start to get. Listen, man, when I first came here, man, you couldn't tell me I was Jehovah's Witness or what. Then hold up. As soon as I got on the MARTA bus at Sandy Springs, I sat there right in the back, just like this, Chris, with Bible. Read. Serious. Serious.
That's right.
MARTA bus.
That's right.
You have reached Ashby Station. I already know I'm going to the airport. I got to get the chapter right. But my mind, you see what my mind was? My mind was like, I got to get this. I got to get this thing right, man. Preacher called a scripture. I want to be able to jump on it just like this. He may call me to read. When I first got here, I said, he may call me to read. Man, he called me to read. I started messing up the word. I said, no, I can damn read. I go home like, what you doing, man? All this time in life, you knew it was coming. And you sit up talking something. I said, dang, I messed up, man. He ain't gonna never call me again. That's how it is. That's it, I'm done. I'm not saved, my purpose lost. I'm done. He called me up again. Guess what I did? I messed up again. I said, you messing yourself up. You gotta read, but the moral of the story is, when I first came, I was diligent. I was in the book. I was clearing my mind. What that allowed me to do, that allowed things to enter my mind that I could use later on. A lot of people I wasn't even talking to. It wasn't about no raw, I said cut people off. It was just my mind. I just knew I can't talk to you at this time because right now I might cuss you out. And I'm supposed to be saved right now because I'm in holiness. You understand what I'm saying? So I was serious. I was serious about my walk. But when you first get here, you diligent, your mind get clear, stuff starting to enter in, you start to see stuff clearer, like, no, I can't walk that way. But now, when you obtain a certain position, or you feel like I have joined the congregation, I'm good. I got immersed, I'm doing the feast days, the muhas. No, that was just an outward appearance on where you need to start. Why you ain't where you need to be? Because you thought that these things were Yeshua, were salvation. They not. When we passed through the waters, that was just the beginning of our journey. How do I know that? When we got immersed and we went out, as soon as about 12 or 15, he started talking about, we wish we was back in Egypt. Back servants. Because at least when I was serving, guess what? I wasn't broke. I always ate. But I thought you wanted to be saved. Which one you want? Oh, you thought you were going to be saved and you're going to continue to eat and live good. Nah, bruh. Now that you on this, now it's time to perform your doings. Perform what you're supposed to be doing. But that's what it's hard to walk into. Because you don't have control of your own self. That's what this chapter is teaching us. You have to take control of yourself, but you got to cleanse your mind onto the things that you continue to feed you. Even as children. You watch a certain thing, you want to live like certain friends, you want to do this, you want to do that. But at the end of the day, I have yet to see my friends that are successful drug dealers. It's always a bad story or something. Fed time. He locked up too. He locked up. Dang, why they locked up? That boy on coke. One of my friends, man, he looked all bad. Teeth messed up. I said, dang, my grill ain't perfect, but I don't want to be missing no teeth. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that when I get older, the book say the grinders are few. We can't help that. But I'm talking about when cocaine take your stuff out, it's a wrap. Gums and everything. It's just keep going. But these people are sold under that stuff. Some same people look at me and say, boy, I'm crazy. But I'm still clothed in my right mind. I'm in my right mind. Continue, Chris. Because it say, do not let your members instruments unto sin. That means the things that you used to do, Danny, that was bad, don't do that no more. I need you to redirect that and start doing it towards things that's Sadiq. The thing that you used to watch that was Chata, I don't need you to do that no more. These your members. When they start talking about when the book say mortify your members, therefore they're on no rise. Members or thoughts, these are things that you can yield to. That's why I don't need you to do that no more. I need you to yield it towards Sadiq. And what did it say, Chris, at the last part of 13?
But yield yourselves unto Alahym.
That's right.
As those that are alive from the moot, and your members as instruments of Sadiq.
Of Sadiq,
Unto Alahym.
Yep.
For Chata shall not have dominion over you.
Y'all see that? Sin shouldn't have dominion over you. Chata shouldn't have dominion over you. Why, Chris?
For ye are not under the Torah, but under Khan.
That's right.
What then shall we Chata, because we are not under the Torah,
Yep.
but under Khan? Alahym forbid.
So therefore, if I'm under grace, as they call it, I can continue to commit Chata. He said, no, Alahym forbid. What'd he say?
Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves abadim to obey, his abadim ye are to whom ye obey.
Y'all see that? Whatever your stronghold is, it could be pornography, it could be women. Whoever you yield yourself over to, that's whose servant you're going to be. As simple as it be. Whatever you're dealing with, whoever you yield yourself to, that's whose servant you can be. How do I know that I'm a slave? Let's look up the etymology of slave. How do I know I'm a slave? Because you ain't got no control. You doing it whenever it tell you to do it. When that thought coming to mind, guess what it say? I need to do it. What's restraining you? That restraining you should be your master, which is Alahym, saying, nah, you don't need to be doing that. You need to redirect these things. Go up, Chris. Go up, Tim or Dwight. Slave, they spell it S-L-A-V-E, but actually one of the words is S-L-V-E, slave. Slav. Nah, go back. I like a definition on here that I keep going up. All right, start right there. Slave. Austin, give me that, read that right there, Austin.
Meaning one who has lost the power of resistance of some habit or vice.
Y'all see that? A slave, meaning one who has lost the power of resistance to some habit or vice. That means you can no longer resist anymore. You become the slave. When people enslave you, you couldn't fight no more. Now I took control over what? This tribe, this clan, because you can no longer resist. So how the book can use it, they give us the word slave. They ain't just made it up. But they already know it's the power to resist. As soon as you start resisting, guess what happened? Now I took over. Now I'm in control. Now I got the power. And you keep going to service all you want. Service, synagogue, McDonald's, call it what you want to. Come on back outside them doors. I still got you. Because what you're using, you can't use to resist it. That's a problem. Because I think your medication is a little tainted. The person that you trying to redeem yourself with, which is you, yeah, you the next of kin that you think you can do it, but you ain't got enough power. And guess who you got to go to? You got to go to the man that got all the power, who can redeem every situation. But before he can come in, you got to give up what you want to do. You got to give up your way. You got to give up your situation in order to get the way you want you to be. One who has lost power of resistance of some habit or vice. That's tight. So now I got to examine myself. Do I have power? If I want to resist with something, could I be able to do it? Right? Even things that I think may be good, I still got to take a step back and watch out for it and evaluate these things. Y'all follow what I'm saying? Because you think you may be on something, but you got to always take a step back and evaluate the whole situation. I'm just trying to get y'all out of slavery. You think you're free, yeah, you're free of the flesh, but of the mind, you're not. Of your body, you're not. Yeah, I fought, man, oh man. I just want to stop cussing. Then I found out cussing ain't wrong. Listen, boy, I was saved a long time ago. That was my only thing. One of my only things was that and women. That was my only thing. And clubbing. That was my only thing too. Man, listen, my mind was so bad, man. I got saved. You know when you get saved, you call yourself to be a preacher, right? I got saved, then want to call myself being a preacher or a ministry of the teens. My mind's so warped. I'm trying to say, you know what we need to do? We really need to go to the club and pull those people out of there. Listen, man, your mind be gone. This, I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? I said, I couldn't do that. Kel, you had somebody, they went to the club, after it was over, they started praying in the middle of the floor. They opened the doors of the church right there in the middle of the club. Listen, when your mind is a servant of sin, you do whatever that you think right, because you trying to mix that club with that God, and you trying to make that marriage work. The God that they call it. It ain't gonna work. Whatever your stronghold is, you can't miss it with Yahushua. I don't care what kind of merge you trying to make. I could do a little of this, and I could do this. You still under slavery. Period. How do I know? Because I used to deal with it. I had to let that stuff go. Don't even look at it. Leave it alone. Then this stuff gonna start to take over. But you gotta admit that you done wrong or that you got a problem. Let's go back, Chris. Read that again, 16.
Yes, sir. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves Abadim to obey, his Abadim ye are to whom ye obey.
That's right.
Whether of Kata unto Mut, or of obedience unto Sadiq.
Verse 17.
But Alahym be Hadu, that ye were the Abadim of Kata, but ye have obeyed from the Lam, that form of doctrine which was delivered you.
Y'all see that? Hadu to Alahym, that I was servant. I was a servant of Kata. But you know what got me out of being a servant of Kata? Whatsoever things were written aforetime. The form of teaching, information that freed me from that I can't do that no more. That he said, if you want to continue to walk with me and be with me where I'm going, you can't do that no more. But every time you start digressing, I see whose servant you are. You ain't got to take no poll every week. You already know. You ain't got to take no poll wrong. You already know. And if you feel yourself is good, hey, you just good. I don't know why this subject matter come up, but a lot of things what you want, you ain't gonna get, because the first thing you got to do, you got to get rid of your slave master. And majority of the time, sometimes it's you. You a slave in your own mind. Period. Free is totally free. Not only out here in the world, but a mind to be able to control. I control my body functions. Let me start that now. Your body functions sometimes can control what you see and hear. I ain't saying you, now if you can control that, you're a different person. All right, I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying you can control that what you allow your body not to do. Y'all follow what I'm saying? You can control what your members that you can't do. Continue, Chris. 18.
Being then made free from Kata, ye became the Abadim of Sadiq.
Yep. Now you the servant of Sadiq, of doing right. Now you doing that by you getting the word, by you understanding what's right. Now you starting to do what's right.
I speak after the manner of Anashim because of the infirmity of your basar. For as ye have yielded your members Abadim to Rasha, and to iniquity unto iniquity.
Yep.
Even so now yield your members Abadim to Sadiq unto
The same way.
Kadash.
The same way that you would either go do wrong, he said just do it the same way doing right. Period. How skirt you want to wear, you and doing wrong, go find a longer skirt, you can put it down to your shoe and do right. Go the opposite of that wrong.
Yep.
Because the opposite of that wrong, you hate. But it's going to be closer to the right way.
Yep.
Because if you had it all locked up, you would never came here.
That's right. That's right.
Something went wrong, some deal went bad, you lost all your money, you were broke, and they helping members over at the Way of God. Man, I heard that. I said, he helping members? He paying members rent? He helping with a car note? I say, man, them people ain't a God. That's what I said. I say, man, I can't go in that Baptist finance room and ask for nothing. This lady was they were finna take her kids. She went in before the church and cried, I need a lawyer. They said, we need to get with the board of directors and we'll get back with you. I said, goodness. That taught me to feel, boy. I was like, boy, let me sit back, boy. Them people ain't lending you no money. We feed the homeless every Friday, and you gonna have your NBC Sunday, but giving out money? I didn't come here for giving out no money. I'm just saying in my mind. But to help members, that was a whole difference what I had to get accustomed to. That's crazy. There's nothing wrong with help, but sometimes you got to turn that thing to be the helper of other people. If you're going to use something now, let's start helping other people. Let's flip it. That's how they're going to continue to grow. That's what happened. But the same way you use your members for wrong, do it for right. Verse 20.
For when ye were the Abadim of Kata, ye were free from Sadiq.
When you were doing wrong, you ain't had nothing to do with Sadiq. When you in that club drinking, who thinking about going to church? With me. That was me. In order for me to go to the club Saturday night, I had to go to church Sunday. That was the agreement me and my daddy had. If you gonna go skating ring or club Saturday night, Sunday morning, when that door open, after you come from sunrise service and you hear that, you better be jumping in some church clothes. Woo! I used to have to wake Twan up. Wake up, boy. Time to go. Had to wake my brother up. Wake up. Time to go. Because y'all, if we don't get up, we can't go next week. Right? Now we getting up, going singing in the choir. Seeing people, I know they was in the club. They looking at me. I said, dang, you was there too, son. So they up there like, we had an agreement, we had a thing going. I was in the club, you was in the club, we in church, don't worry about it. Between the hours of 7 a.m. and 1 p.m., you can't play no rap music. That's church music. So as soon as you come out of church, they gonna ease you into a little jazz, R&B. By 7, turn up, we get back in it. I had an agreement, man. As long as I went to church, I could do what I want to do. That's a bad mind. Because these agreements that you make with yourself or your parents, these ain't right. Mm-hmm. So when I had to cut ties, I said, man, I can't go to the club no more. I just can't do it no more, right? So I'm in here, I'm doing things that's right. I got to switch it over. So when you was doing wrong, you ain't had no connection with Sadiq. Other than that, what else happened, Chris?
What pari had ye then in those things whereof ye are now ashamed?
Boy, there it is right there, boy. That is the straw that broke the camel back, and I don't know how I broke it. Everything that you did wrong in your life right now, you show me your fruit. Fruit means show me what you produce for what you did wrong. Let's go. We should have many millionaires in here right now, right? Many people with many women. Drugs galore. They doing a kingpin drug story on you right now as we speak. Where's your fruit of the things that you did wrong? Guess what? You don't have them. Because the master, they have all the fruits. Everything you did wrong, it's still out there. You're not finna have all the pleasures. When you play with the devil, he taking it all. They snitching on you as a kid, whatever you doing wrong. They snitching on you. You ain't got no money. Ask your parents, all the wrong that you say you did, how you living right now? I mean, some of them maybe still living good, but the wrong that you did, show me your fruits. They can't do it. That's why when they came to the immersion, he said, bring forth fruit. Meet for repentance. That means bring forth some actions that's worthy of you saying, I want to be immersed. You're not even showing no action. Forget getting immersed and walking out. You ain't even showing actions to get in the water. That's tight right there. That man say, before you even get in the water, show me what you done cut down, what you done did. And I ain't do all that. I came here to get immersed to change that. No, brother, they ain't how this work. You got to confess your faults. Drop your bad habits. Now we can get in this water and walk in newness of life. Because what people do, they just get in the water and walk in the same behavior because they don't have no teaching or instruction on things you got to leave alone. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they get immersed, they still find out, we can't watch football on the Shabbat. I ain't know all that, bro. You tripping now. But these are habits you should have been already breaking before you even got this far. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So show me the fruits of the things that you did before. Those things you say you was ashamed of. For the end of those things is what, Chris?
Moot.
It's moot. Because we already know. Continue.
But now being made free from Chata and become abadim to Alahym,
Yep.
ye have your pari unto Kodash,
That's right.
and the end everlasting Kai.
So now, your pari is the actions that you're doing and the things that you go into olam, kai. That means what they call eternal life. A lot of people don't want to wait for that. Why wait for that now? I can get what I have now. You go ahead and party up now, but just realize what servant that you are. Then when he get ready to redeem you, you done did something wrong. I can't even take you. I can't take you because you didn't sacrifice nothing. What was your sacrifice? I died once, and I told you I died once. But you still living like a sinner every day because he died for your past, present, and future. That's wrong, man. A lot of doctrine of what you learn as a child growing up, it affects you now because you're looking at it saying, are all them people wrong? Only God that I know is God and Jesus. You telling me that his name not Jesus, right? You telling me his name is Yahusha? Where you get that from? Because I know something about the name of Jesus or Jesus is real, I know. They sung them songs like it was set in stone. Oh, yeah. They sung them songs like, man, what? You hear that beat come on, dun 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 dun. You're like, oh, you're like, hold on, calm down, brother. They set you up from the intro. Yes, sir. Dun 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 dun. Jesus is real. You be like, dang, dog. That junk coming like a cadence. Dun, 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 dun. You like, but that's how much they imprint these things in your mind. Sweet Jesus. At verse 23. Now that start making a little more sense. When you start talking about where's your fruit or the things that you were ashamed of. At verse 23, what it reads.
For the wages of Chata is moot.
Yep.
But the barak of Alahym is alam kai through Yahushua HaMashiach, our Adon.
At verse 24.
The last verse.
Oh, that's the last verse. All right. Give me Uyaka 25:55. The whole purpose of this message is to realize that the things that we do to evaluate your life to see who you're really serving. At the end of the day, who you really serving? Who you really serving? Bryce, look at your phone. Mike trying to text you something. I snitched on you, Mike. I'm like the old lady in the back of the church, the usher. Remember usher used to pinch you? Ain't nothing like an usher pinch, boy. Devil! I'm gonna tell your daddy, I don't care. So this is what he say. This is the book of Uyaka, chapter 25, verse 55. So now Yahuwah is telling you who you really are. Because what happened, Chris? This 25-55.
For unto me the Banim of Yasharal are Abadim.
Yep.
They are my Abadim, whom I brought forth out of the Beth of Mizraim.
Yep.
I am Yahuwah, your Alahym.
Y'all see that? You are my Abadim. You are my Abadeh. I purchased you. I bought you. So when you say you claim Yahusha, he purchased you. He bought you. But you got to show your receipt.
That's right.
You got to show your receipt when it's time to show it. Yeah, you can say who bought you all day, but when it comes to that bill of sale, as you know that title, hey, brother, your name ain't on it. Matter of fact, you got a lien holder. And that nigga named the devil. And he ain't signing you back over. You ever had a lien holder? Hey, right, brother, he got to come pay me first. That's just like you want to get out them games. What they say, hey, bro, you got to go blood in, blood out, whatever they say. I say, man, you can kick my behind. I'm out of here. Man, Joker told me, he said, I'm going to tell you something, boy. You may can't kill the whole game, but you better kill the top 3 of them. You get what I'm saying? You like, good. You better get somebody. He's like, well, I may can't kill all y'all, but somebody going to get it. Mm-hmm. And whoever it is. But when you start dealing with those people, when you make an agreement with the devil, man, listen, it's hard to get out of that. Because when you start to get right, they say, hold on, dog. You can't leave, bro. Boy, you still owe me 50 bands. Jesus, who the Christ, who? Boy, you finna be stank. Boy, you finna be stank. I don't care what you save. Boy, you better go save for some money. How you going? So now you got to get out of this relationship. Now what you got to do? I got to pay this old debt that I'm trying to fight out of, right? But he's saying you need to leave right now. Y'all, the man finna kill me. I can't leave right now. I got to pay this man his 50 keys. You need to find out whose servant you are right now. It's tight. If 9 times out of 10 you that situation, you're going to try to go sell the 50 keys and then come back because you're scared. And that's what you know how to do. But 9 times out of 10, you're never going to make it back to Sadiq. So that's why when you start this snowball or messing with the devil or with the sod, just know the payout going to be far greater that you came in.
That's right.
So it's best to cut your ties while they low. Let me just get out the game. Let me get out the game. Let me not get too big up in this thing. All right? Cut my ties, break the wrist, walk away.
That's right. That's right.
Break the wrist, walk away.
That's right.
Why it's limited? That's the whole goal. Because you got to realize who is our original son. Our original owner is the person that created us. But now, the person that built us. That's who your real owner. You got to go to your creator because at the end of the day, that person knows your functions of your body. Sick, well, rich, poor, he know how you react. Period. So you better need to go to your creator. But most of all, choose ye this day who you shall serve.
That's right.
One man, he can't serve 2 masters. He can't have 2 masters. He'll love one and hate the other.
That's right.
So you can't have 2 masters. It ain't gonna work. And it's not really talking about how working and how being a wages or being a barman. But no matter what, you got to be able to make a decision on how you want to live your life for the rest of your days. And for the kids, if you see us as adults don't have no fruits from the things that we're ashamed of, why would you go back and do the things that we did? You see what I'm saying? You're not taking shortcuts, you're just shortening the learning curve. Shortcuts get you killed and do things wrong. When you shorten the learning curve, you're just using knowledge and information to not make bad mistakes or overcome those people that fail.
That's right.
That's why when they were talking about Amonah, those people died in Amonah. These are things that they overcame. Some people are Malaki, they live wrong. Why do you want to do those things that they live wrong with and you find out you're at the same dead end? It's a shame when a mother, say they drop out of school at 7, they have babies at 15. It's a shame when that same thing repeats itself for 3 generations. It just passed down. The daughter, they dropped out at 7th grade. They had a child at 15, 14, not married. They daughter did the same thing. What's going to break this bad habit? Teaching and knowledge is saying, you know what, no, I need to take you out of this environment. Let me take you out of this environment, move you over here, and watch how things change. Just about knowledge and information. That's my time. I appreciate y'all.